When it comes to growing plants at home, the easiest way to start is with succulents. They are just a simple plant to propagate. And one of the things that you can really look forward to is the diversity of shape and colour and size. There's pretty much a succulent for every different situation. They're so hardy and they're one of those plants that, well, if you do it this time of the year, you cannot go wrong. Succulents are a wide variety of plants that have evolved to absorb moisture quickly when it's available and then to hold it in the stems, which are modified to swell and hold as much moisture as possible without splitting. They come in a huge array of sizes, shapes and colours, and even flowers, and they grow in the toughest of conditions. Hot, dry, windswept, it really doesn't matter. These are the flowers of the aloe. Now, aloe is a genus that has over 600 different species. They're fascinating, the most famous one being aloe vera, of course. The resinous sap inside the leaves of this particular plant is absolutely brilliant for sunburn. It rehydrates the skin and helps it heal. These really are quite remarkable plants. They originate from West Africa and Southern Africa. There's all sorts of shapes and sizes growing to very large trees as well. They're an absolute collector's item and there's so many amazing varieties now available right here in Australia. Now, when it comes to ground covers, there are a lot of options with succulents, but this particular one is my favourite. This is called Senecio Trident Blue. Now, the blue foliage is just magnificent. This is one of the toughest ground covers you'll ever come across. During the summer, it takes water maybe once every 2 weeks. And if you don't water it, all it does is it just holds its shape. It just doesn't grow during the warmer season. Once the rainfall comes along, it just rehydrates itself and powers away. This is one of those plants that's so easy to grow, and all you have to do is simply take a tip cutting. Growing them is easy as cutting a small pup off the parent and popping it into the ground. It will drop roots within weeks and be fully established in 6 months, growing to a size that produces a flower within 12 months. So that's just super easy to grow. Of course, there are some really large architectural plants too. Possibly the biggest and best are the agaves, and this one is best for small and mid-sized gardens. It grows from pups again and will grow for about 7 years before flowering. This beautiful plant here is Agave attenuata. It's also known as the foxtail agave, and you can see it's got this amazing foxtail-like flower, and literally all the way up, starting from the bottom, coming up to the top, there are hundreds of flowers, and each individual flower is being pollinated by ants and bees. It's a great source of nectar for them, and it really encourages that pollination. Now, every single one will turn into a new plant, a new tiny little agave. And the funny thing about this, or maybe it's not so funny, but Mum, the big mother plant, is putting all of her energy into this, into supporting this amazing flowering process. But she will die at the end of that. And it's quite sad, but in a way, it's also beautiful because underneath are pups emerging already. They'll be the replacement plants. And that's the magic of these magnificent agaves. Of course, succulents are not just a garden or pot plant outdoors. They're fabulous indoor plants, making interesting bowl multi-planters and standalone plants ideal for a bench or desktop. They prefer a brightly lit position indoors and a tablespoon of water every 2 days indoors, or about half a cup a week. These may well be the easiest of all plants to grow. They're indestructible and you don't have to buy them as such. You can grow them at home with no cost.